The figure ambled down the path, dirt crunching as its black cloak glided across the ground. Moonlight landed across its humanoid frame, illuminating the head of a fox, giving its snow-white fur an almost glistening effect. Its large pointed ears twitched at every new sound. No mouth on its expressionless face. The only sign of emotion were two large, empty voids it had for eyes, which darted around with barely contained curiosity. Its nose twitched rapidly at each new scent that wafted over it, the sweet aroma seeming to put it at ease. Soon, it recognized the source, the trees lining either side of the path. It paused, head tilting quizzically as it inched closer to one of the wooden structures, breathing in that unfamiliar scent. It had never seen such a place before, one full of many things that it had no means to describe. It lifted its head, intrigue spreading throughout its core as it examined the night sky. Though its face remained expressionless, it gazed at each microscopic light that bloomed with such curiosity. It pondered what these tiny lights were and where they had come from. Many questions circulating its mind as it gazed upon the large, glowing white object that glided peacefully across the sky. The high collar of its cloak fluttered in the breeze as it stood, black eyes fixed on the large orb. It was so much different from its own home, much brighter, less dark. Its ears twitched once, then twice, head snapping down with a loud crack as it picked up a new sound. The silence of the night was shattered by the breaking of twigs beneath something heavy. It waited patiently, statue still, as it watched the trees beyond, bushy white tail flicking every so often. Soon, a figure burst from the trees. The fox's interest rose as the shape grew nearer, their disheveled appearance a high contrast to the immaculate landscape around them. It examined them like a newborn pup, unsure what to make of the sight. As the figure grew closer, the shape became more recognizable. A woman, running, with something clutched tightly in her arms. It watched her closely as she ran, her eyes darting into the woods behind her. It wondered and thought, not understanding. All it knew was what it saw. Her rapid movements, the dirt smudging her face, and red substance that splattered her torn clothing. She came to an abrupt halt as she finally noticed it, nearly stumbling as she clutched what lay in her arms even tighter. Its muzzle visibly wrinkled at the metallic stench that rose from her. It was unrecognizable, something it had never smelled before. It mused over what such a scent could be. Its attention quickly shifted, head tilting quizzically as it gazed down in the shape in the woman's arms. A small boy lay there, eyes closed, as it watched him with a blank expression. Then it lifted its head to look up at the woman, who stared back at it with a mixture of fear and confusion. Its head perked up, tail flicking once as something loud crashed through the woods behind the stranger. It watched with growing fascination as the woman flinched at the sound, immediately spinning around. Its head slowly turned to the source of the racket. It took a step forward, the woman immediately noticing the motion, inching back, eyes clenched shut in anticipation. It ambled past, cloak gliding across the ground, eyes fixed on the woods ahead. It halted a few feet away, the woman watching it with something between bafflement and relief. It waited, quiet as 4 figures shot from the forest, each clad in armor from the neck down. It watched, face blank, as the 4 figures skidded to a halt in front of it. Each one wore an expression ranging between anger and confusion as they stared at the bipedal fox. It gazed with inquiry at the metal that each of them adorned, not quite grasping the concept. It wondered why such creatures would wear shiny things, what purpose it could have. The large man at the lead of the group stomped forward, hair ruffling from the wind as he bellowed,
"The hell is this abomination?"
"More proof of her witchcraft, as I said,"
the woman beside him replied, fixing her short blonde hair. She gave the fox a disgusted look as she continued,
"Such abominations should not exist. Beings such as her and her creations are beneath us."
Her voice slid out with audible venom. The fox tilted its head, once more with that childlike curiosity. Its ears twitched once at the foreign language, the unrecognizable speech only causing its fascination to spur out further. Though it did not recognize these constructs, it did recognize the intent behind their postures. The large man withdrew something long and sharp from his hips. The fox's eyes widened in interest as the man held the flat piece of metal in front of him.
Let's find out if this witchcraft can survive my blade.
The fox watched the man, unsure what to make of his reaction. But it knew he was scary. And it did not like scary things. Scary things were bad and had to go away. Its expression never changed as the man slowly inched forward, brown eyes locked on the fox. It remained unreadable, expression neutral as the hulking man approached. Suddenly, there was a loud snap like that of bone, causing the man to jolt to a stop. The man watched, frozen in place as the loud cracking and popping refused to cease. He watched in growing terror as the fox's muzzle began stretching. He flinched at the audible ripping of skin and flesh emanating from the creature. Its muzzle began inching open, strings of pale white skin connecting the top of the mouth to the jaw. 2 rows of tiny razor-sharp teeth exposed as a raspy groan escaped its lips. Its maw extended lower, causing a slimy, grayish substance to pour from it. The thick sludge clung to its jaw, stringing down before snapping free with a loud splat. The blonde woman took a step back, disgust evident as she watched smoke rise from the sludge, a sizzling following after.
"How foul! Kill it!"
the woman said, withdrawing her own blade. It watched her for a moment, not understanding the source of this animosity. All it knew was that this hatred was directed at it. Didn't know why, but it knew it was scary, and scary things had to go away. Suddenly, it lunged at the group, screams following shortly after. The night was soon filled with the sounds of tearing flesh and snapping bone. How much time had passed? Could have been minutes, maybe hours. She wasn't sure. She lay there against a tree, eyes darting around at the once immaculate clearing before her. The path was now stained a deep crimson. Barely anything remained, save for flakes of bone and scattered bits of meat. Standing at the center of it all was a figure clad in a black cloak, spotless. The only thing exposed was the head of a snow-white furred fox. Head leaned back, eyes shut in satisfied bliss, bushy tail wagging slowly behind it. She remained where she was, clutching her son tightly to her chest as she watched. It stood, statue still, quiet. Where once a mouth existed was once more covered by white fur and skin, a low crunching emanating from it as its jaw worked up and down. It continued this motion a while longer before its throat rippled, eyes beginning to creep open. She flinched as its head snapped in her direction, those empty voids seeming to focus on her as its head tilted quizzically, that childlike curiosity seeming to return. It shut its eyes, giving a wag of its tail, before its head snapped in another direction as a low howl sounded. Its eyes widened with great interest as it slowly began to amble off, its attention now drawn elsewhere.